What up, peeps? Mr. Bones here for the Fright Tube. I'm going to talk about Campfire Stories, starring Jamie Lynn Sigler. Never seen this until I picked it up the other day at the pawn shop. Checked out. Gather around the fire for the last night of your life. The anthology from 1991. A couple boys heading to some backwoods party. Their car gets a flat tire, and just so happens they ran into a girl who also supposedly is stranded, and she also wants help getting out of the woods, and they go off together into the woods to look for help because they think there's campers. And they find this ranger guy, Ranger Ron or something like that, and he says, "Why don't you have a seat around this fire and warm yourselves while you wait for the tow truck?" And he sits and tells them stories. The first story was kind of dull, wasn't that great. It, something about some guy in an insane asylum being tortured like Saw or Hostel or something. It gets loose, goes crazy, kills all the doctors, escapes and becomes like a landscaper, janitor at a local Catholic school or something. And he's like dirty and the football team kids like to pick on him, and he eventually kills them all and takes them back to the insane asylum and tortures them. And the second story, I think, was my favorite. It had was the dumbasses, two boys and a girl, young people, hanging out at a restaurant, and they see this Indian come in, get a cup of coffee, and then they decide they should follow him home for some reason and kill him. So I guess he's some kind of magical Indian, and they kill him for no damn reason, smoke his peyote, steal his jewelry, and they go to bury his body, and then all of a sudden they're like, "What the fuck's going on? What's wrong with us?" All of a sudden the girl is getting gray hair, one of them's hair's falling out, going bald, and they all of a sudden turn into really old people. And then it changes the scene and goes back to the restaurant where you originally see him and the three jackasses, and it shows they're at the booth they were originally at, but they're really fucking old, like they belong in a rest home. And then an Indian comes in to get coffee again. It's the same Indian, but he looks like he's 18 years old or something. So he took their youth and he became young. That was probably my favorite story, but there's only like three. The third one is these two girls, Melissa and Bianca, and their two boyfriends in this house out in a secluded area. It's just a bunch of grab ass. Oh, they pick on us all the time. Let's do a prank on them. And then, oh, I think there's someone outside the house. And then there's a creepy sheriff checks out the house for them, see if there's anyone around. And it's all like a who done it shit, who's a killer, and basically all of them but one get killed. But you might want to watch the movie and find out for yourself about that. And then the conclusion of the movie would be my favorite part, or my second favorite part if you don't count the story that I liked. But it goes back to the two boys and a girl that was stranded from the flat tire. They leave the campfire and they go to this party looking for help, and it has the Misfits performing, which was cool to me. And then you see all the characters, the killers, the gardener, janitor guy, the three old not bikers, but three old bratty kids that were young kids, but they got their life sucked out of them, and the killer, serial killer girl, and all the characters and shit. And The two guys get mauled and killed, and Jamie Lynn Sigler runs out the door, runs away, and survives. And that's that. It's either a really low budget movie or a really shitty release by Platinum Disc Corporation that had really bad picture in some of the scenes, but it was an alright little story. If you haven't seen it and you like your little wraparound stories and anthologies, I recommend you check it out. That's my review.